Hello. Welcome to season 3, episode 4. I've started this a couple of times. I keep getting my numbers wrong. Season 3, episode 4, 100% of the Prosperous Yogini podcast. I've got a two-parter for you, all on the topic of manifesting. And today is the feeling is the secret, all about the energetics of manifesting. I will talk about my stance on manifesting in a moment, but I want to draw your attention to the reason why we have a two-parter on manifesting, other than the fact it is a great topic, a very important topic. But as of the 5th of September, I am running my Ideas to Action 28 Manifesting Journey group coaching program. And I want everyone that listens to this podcast before the 5th of September 2025, and don't worry, it's one of my core programs that I will be repeating. But if you listen to this podcast before September 2025, the link to join Ideas to Action is in the top of these show notes. Guess what? It's £97 and it's incredible value for what you're going to get. You will get the 4 core modules of my Ideas to Action, actually how to genuinely manifest without, dare I say it, all the bollocks, all the bullshit that is out there. More on that in a moment, excuse my language. As you can tell, I get a bit angry on that front. But the true art, the real art, can I just say the human art of manifesting, right? 4 core modules on that. But it doesn't just end there. This is a group coaching program. You get me as your coach, as your business mentor, as your business strategist for 28 days for £97. For that, alongside the 4 core modules, you get to come into something that I have been manifesting and is starting to really pick up momentum. I am so excited about, and this, by the way, is manifesting, but I am genuinely so excited about where this Telegram channel is going. You will get access for 28 days into my Telegram channel, where I will be delivering extra weekly audios on the topic of manifesting, channeled straight from my years of experience and a little bit of intuition source, whatever you want to call it. And I will be having weekly Q&A. So there'll be 4 opportunities where you can ask me a question and I will give you personal feedback. £97. £97. I want to just talk a little bit about what's happening in Telegram, because this is a great example of manifesting, guys. So I've felt for a while in terms of my business, mentoring business, strategy business, that there is a missing piece. I have my higher end one-to-one and mastermind clients, and I absolutely love that work. But in reality, in terms of how many people can I help at any one time, I've capped that at about between 8 and 10. I don't take on many one-to-one clients. One, because I don't have the capacity. I don't want a diary full of Zoom calls. 2, I go all in on my one-to-one clients. That is so important that I am able to do that I literally become part of their business and I really know their business. I literally feel like part of your team. So I'm so energetically in on my one-to-one clients that in order to keep that like energy sacred, in order for me to deliver in that way that I want to, then 10 is my absolute max. So that's not many people at any one time, and I want to help way more than that. And then I do have 2 core online programs, Soul Led Success Formula, which I'm currently running over the summer, which is where the Telegram magic is seriously going down right now, and Ideas to Action, my manifesting course. And I'm repeating these. They're both 4-week long programs. They're only £97. They're really accessible and they make a massive difference to the people that come in. But there's something missing in the sense that I've had so many people go through these £97 programs already, then be like, what next, Amy? I need you. I was like, I know you need me. I need you. I your voice, your feedback, just having you being in your energy is making a massive difference to my business. But I either can't afford the one-to-one stuff or the mastermind, or actually that's too much for me right now for where I'm at. I just need something a little bit smaller. And I've had that feedback quite a lot. And I've had some people come back and make suggestions, or could I just have a Zoom call? And I'm like, now this is important, guys. That doesn't light me up. Just a one-off Zoom call where, I'm sure I'm going to bring you some value. I'm sure you'll find it really useful. But what actually makes a real difference, what lights me up, where you get me at my best, is when I get to work with you over a slightly longer period of time, where I get to know you over that longer period of time, because energetically, then I can tap in better to support you. Not just that, I'm a generator and my strategy is to respond. And I like when someone asks me a question, it's like I can be like, I don't know, wasn't a good analogy here. Like, I am in Sainsbury's, I'm doing my weekly shop, my trolley is full, I've gone through the checkout, I'm carrying my bags like to the car. Someone asks me a question, and I literally will put everything down. Be like, I am responding to that question. Yes, thank you for asking me the question. I love answering your questions. They literally responding to people's questions is where I literally tap in, tune in, energetically vibe. And I was like, I've got to do more of this. I've got to work in a way that gives my clients the best version of me. And sitting on one-off Zoom calls doesn't. So that's why you'll see with my one-to-one offers, I do have a 4-week one-to-one program called Attract. That's the minimum. If you want to work with me one-to-one, that's the minimum that you're going to get from me. And it includes a 90-minute one-to-one call and 4 weeks of ongoing support, where guess what? You can ask me questions, I get to respond, and I get to know you better. And that's £750. And I can't do anything less than that, because you're not going to get a good version of me if I do anything less than that. And that's so important. So please take on that message. But I am conscious there is something missing. I'm here for helping as many big-hearted, kind human beings make as much money as they humanly can in a way that honors the way you came to do things, the reasons that you came here, what sets your soul on fire. And I tell you what, the other thing I know about mentorship is, yes, sometimes it is really useful, really powerful, what you need to have that one-off quick dive, whether you work with me for 4 weeks in my one-to-one program, or just do one of the 97 programs and have me in your team, in your corner, in a group context for 4 weeks. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you want to know where the real shift comes, where the real change comes, where the magic really drops in, guys? In longer term mentorship. Sorry, guys, my phone is ringing there. Guess what? Suspected spam call. I'm not going to stop, because I've stopped to hit record and play loads on this before. Note to self, set phone on silent mode. Where was I? Yeah, magic comes from long-term mentorship. There's a reason why many of my mastermind clients, for example, are in there for a second round, are doing 12 months, and are already talking about, well, next year, can I carry on, Amy? Because not that I want to build up a relationship of codependency, not that at all, but they see the benefit of having long-term support with someone who knows them really well in their corner. And I've been asking myself, how can I create that in that midline, mid place, in terms of price point, delivery point, and what will work with me? And to say that I've spun myself around in circles between, like, I've come up with some great names for some programs, by the way, and I've generated a lot of ideas. To say I've tied myself up in knots in terms of mini minds, Zoom calls, live training. And, you know, as a generator, I know I've got to feel excited about it. I'm an emotional generator, so you've got to be like 80% there in terms of, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. And the thought of more courses, more Zoom calls, more things in my diary, honestly, guys, it's a no. So I'm like, what's the answer? And I have, I don't even know how this has happened, but I am currently working with an American coach called Taylor Lee. She's 15 years younger than me. She's amazing, by the way. 15 years younger than me, over in America. So she has children. She's got a wonderful farm. Like, I can see why I resonate with her on some level. Now, she's a projector, and that's definitely why generator Amy's been attracted to her. But she's a high ticket mastermind coach. So, you know, average price of her masterminds is about 10 to 18 $1,000, not in my price range, but she has a group coaching program, which I am in, which she delivers through Telegram, and I've been part of this sort of like pretty much since January. And I can't explain why it's so good, but I literally will stick Taylor in my ears and she activates me. And I know that's what happens when people listen to me. And not just that, the coaching through the Telegram group is so flexible. I can listen to it while I'm walking my dog. I can listen to it while I'm making tea and cleaning the house or doing the garden or going about my daily life, whatever. I'm not ever feeling like I haven't got time to do this course. I can ask a question in the comments, so I do feel like I'm supported. I can see the other people's comments and responses in the group, so I feel part of a collective without it feeling like, yes, this is another thing I've got to attend. It is brilliant, and it's working really well for me as I've made other investments this year. For example, as you know, my beautiful new website. Doesn't mean I'm not going to go back to working one-to-one with a coach or in a mastermind context in the future, but it's so right for me right now, and I want to create that in my business. So I put it out there. The third birthday party of the podcast was Grow, Nurture, Sell. It was a freebie. I want to let you know that 50% of the people who opted into that freebie, 50%, half of the people that said, yes, I'd like to do the Grow, Nurture, Sell course, Amy, which I delivered through Telegram and offered a free Q&A. Like, I was like, this is a free course. There's a Q&A. You can ask me a question. This is like completely free. Everyone's going to go crazy over this. Like, whoa. 50% of the people who opted into the freebie actually joined the Telegram. It wasn't for the want of trying. I sent everyone a personal email that hadn't joined the Telegram group to say, hey, if you don't join the Telegram group, you're not going to access Grow, Nurture, Sell. This is where it's happening. Like, and people for whatever reason didn't join the Telegram. And I didn't have much feedback, to be honest. I had one person say, oh, I'm not sure about Telegram. But other than that, that was it. Now, it could have been really easy for me to assume that that it was because, I'm a UK-based coach. There are coaches absolutely in the UK using Telegram. Telegram is not new, but it's relatively new. We're more familiar with WhatsApp, perhaps Voxer. Of course, there's some dodgy Telegram channels. You know what? Some dodgy WhatsApp groups. There's some dodgy Instagram pages. Like, there's light and dark in everything. Yes, it's another app on your phone. We have a lot of apps on our phone, but that's the power of it. It's an app on the phone. You got to stick me in your earbuds and access the course. Anyway, I could have easily given up, and I was like, I don't want to give up, because this is the midline. This is the mid place. I envisaged, so here's the manifesting. I envisage me serving 10, 20, 30 people in this Telegram community. And not just that, creating reoccurring, consistent monthly revenue, which, by the way, we all should be here for, right? So I persisted, and I included the Telegram channel in my Soul-Led Success formula, and I'm including it in my Ideas to Action in September. And there's 11 people in Soul-Led Success formula in the channel, and the people engaging in it are getting insane results. I cannot believe it. And it's that seed, that seeing your idea and the actionable steps that you've taken coming to life, and then you're seeing evidence of what it could be. So I could be like, oh, there's only 3 or 4 people that are really engaging in this, that are getting really good results. That's not that many people. That could be what I focus on. Instead, I'm like, there are 3 or 4 people right now on fire because of the support that I'm giving them from my Telegram channel, and all I have to do is pick up my phone. And I love coaching this way, and they are loving it. Guess what? I'm going to manifest more of this. So on to manifesting, but that is a story of manifesting, right? On to manifesting. Today's podcast is about the energy. We're going to do energy, and then we're going to do action next week. why am I cynical? That's not quite the right word, but I do struggle with that word manifesting, because when we take, manifesting and the narrative out there that we're the creators of our own reality, and then when something bad happens to us, we're like, oh, what's wrong with me? What's my, what have I done to attract this? What have I done to create this? What happened in a previous life that means I've got this energy on me? What hex code spell have I got, dark spell have I got on me? Honestly, I've seen it all. Now, this is not my story to share, so I'm just going to give us very brief window into it. But I have experienced both two friends, one very close to me, lose their children to childhood cancer. I have witnessed this twice now, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, I will never fully subscribe to that narrative that we are the creators of our own reality. I will let you know that sometimes really shit stuff happens to really good people, and there is no rhyme or reason other than we're human. I like the 80-20% rule. I like, I'm a huge fan of Jen Sincero's You Are Badass at Making Money. And she talks about this, that we're on this tiny blue planet hurtling through space, right? And there are external factors beyond our control, and bad shit happens, and it's not your fault. So that's the first thing. I want to clear the air with that. But we are on many levels the creators of our reality. Our thoughts inform our thoughts, and our belief informs our actions or inactions. And this is so powerful in terms of the results that we get. Let me just bounce you back to that story I've just told you about Telegram. Imagine if after Grow, Nurture, Sell, and only 50 people came in. And to be honest, 50% of the people came in. And to be honest, like not that many people engaged in the freebie, in the Q&A. I think I had 2 people ask me a question in the Q&A. I can't remember exactly how many people were in the group. It might have been about 30. Honestly, I can't remember the exact numbers. All I do know that like the vast, a good 50% of the people that said they wanted to do it didn't download the Telegram app or didn't enter the Telegram group. And then even those in the Telegram group didn't engage in the Q&A. And as a generator, when I'm not getting people engaging and inviting me to respond, I degenerate. So I was like, oh, but it literally took one question and one person saying this has been great for me to go, okay, let me carry on. But imagine if after Grow, Nurture, Sell, I had held the belief that, this isn't going to work for my audience. Nobody wants to work this way. You're going to have to do it, Amy, a different way. You're going to have to do more Zoom calls. Suck it up, even though it's not the way you want to do it. And instead I was like, I really can see the magic here. I can really see this working for the right people. Like it's working for me. I'm the right person. There are other people like me. I'm not that weird. So I continued, and I sold soul-led success formula using Telegram rather than previously I'd use WhatsApp. And I tell you what, the small WhatsApp group had worked really well because everyone's got WhatsApp on their phone. But I didn't. I thought I want to use Telegram. And this is where our beliefs and my mindset and the work that I've done around, I know if I build a business energetically with what works for me, that is the long game right choice rather than short game tick a box. I think people will prefer this, right? But that's a classic example of how our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs impact our actions. I'm willing to carry on and let it grow my way rather than be the people pleaser that I very much would have been 12 months ago. I wouldn't have done that 12 months ago. I'd have gone, oh, don't break anything that's broken. Like, people love it this way. Or maybe I'll just run it in WhatsApp and grow and then invite them into a Telegram, even though they're not used to being in the Telegram. And I've had a couple of people in these current soul-led success formula. One sent me an email with some questions for the Q&A. Don't mind that at all. But I copied and pasted the questions into Telegram and told her the answers to those questions are there. And somebody's WhatsApped me a question and again, copied and pasted it into the Telegram group. So they're not doing that, by the way, to be like difficult. They're just like, It's training a behavior. Listen, this is where you get the magic. It's in the Telegram group. And once they start engaging in it and get results, they're like, I'm going to check Telegram every day and see if Amy's downloaded an extra audio. Give me more of this. I'm going to scroll back and listen to that Grow, Nurture, Sell, because this is insane. I just get to stick Amy in my earbuds and I'm activating. My higher self is like, let's go. So energy, the energy of manifesting, our thoughts, our feelings. And I want to start before mindset, because this might be easy to assume it's mindset work. And I want to say, like, mindset work has a place. Like, I don't want to be that person that, it's all about the nervous system. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the secret. The body knows the score. The truth is in the body. But it's kind of like a three-way process. How do I feel about it? How does my body respond? Then what's kicking off in the mind? Okay, what are those actionable steps that I need to take? And what I want you to do is exactly what, like, Jen Sincero recommends in her book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, is not wait. So often people are waiting in that I need to raise my vibration, get squeaky clean in terms of my frequency, really level up on my mindset, and then I'll take action. Please, my darling, manifesting is a combination of working with the energy, navigating your beautiful brain, and taking actionable steps that you've got a plan. More on that next week. Taking those actionable steps that you're going to learn from. Guess what? Go back, tap into the body. How's it feeling? The feeling is the secret. Don't dismiss feelings of resentment, bitterness, frustration, discomfort, pain in your body. What does it mean? Like, I have a niggly, it's one of the best way to describe it, niggly left shoulder. And I know my niggly left shoulder is when I've pushed myself. I know when I rest, I don't have a niggly left shoulder. It's like the minute my shoulder's painful, I'm like, oh, really? I'm really busy right now, left shoulder. But it's true. It's true. So how do I work with my body? How do I work with the feeling? How do I tune in and tap in? If energy is everything, if manifesting is, and it is this, because you see with manifesting, or you hear with manifesting, that everything that we want to create, we desire, perhaps that is even beyond what we can currently see, is existing out there. It already exists in the non-physical, in the quantum. Manifesting is tapping in, tuning into what is possible, drawing it down, taking action, and bringing it into the physical. Okay, that is it. And I love that idea, that literally just out there around my energy field, as I'm walking around my everyday life, the whole world of possibility. I also visualize that this is loads of money floating above me, and I just need to continue to practice the line up to it, and it's showering down on me. The podcast, on my new website, Amy Jones Venter, have you seen the podcast page? I'm doing a yoga pose of money showering down. Like, literally, I love Lou for creating that, because she knows that's what I said. It's what I visualize. And I know that visualize, imagining, tapping into the feeling, not bypassing negative thoughts, negative feeling and pain. I can't do that, but continuing to feel into that and trust it's coming, trust it's on its way. More than that, trust it's already here. It's about being an energetic match, an energetic frequency. And that, because I'm human, will take some time to recalibrate. And that is compassionate manifesting, because so often we're like, I failed, I'm not good enough. Everyone else can manifest these dream lives. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you, darling. We are all human, right? And we all have our own paths, our own programming, our own conditioning, and we all have different start places. Like, let me please acknowledge, as a white middle class UK based citizen, that's me, right? I have so many advantages to many other women in the world. Absolutely. When it comes to my starting place, what does that mean? I acknowledge my privileges, and hell yes, I'm going to use my white middle class female privileges to make the world a better place. To my dying breath, can I add? That's important as well. That is important. So let me go back to tuning in and tapping in. How do I energetically get lined up? Well, this is all about coming into a quieter, slower, softer state. Because the voice of intuition, the voice of our higher self, source, inner guidance, whatever you want to call it, they are a whisper, an inner guidance. Now, sometimes it drops in random places, like around the supermarket or stepping into the shower. But often, if we give ourselves places to be quiet, and this is really interesting because one of the ways that I tap into source and get intuition is dog walking. So it doesn't necessarily mean being still. Dog walking, huge. Listening to Taylor Lee in my earbuds, huge activation for me. Surfing, walking to and from the beach with my surfboard, sitting out to sea, yeah, all of that helps to tune in and channel ideas and tap into my body and how I'm feeling. I went for a surf last night and I was really tired, didn't surf great. And I was like, I'm so tired right now. Like in terms of where I am in my cycle, I need to go slow down. I need to steady the ship right now in order to energetically be level. Meditation, yin restorative yoga, walking barefoot on the grass, breath work, yoga nidra, sound healing. God, there is so many ways that you can tune in, tap in. I think the main thing is do it your way. Where's that place where you get into that flow state where there's just a knowing? And honestly, guys, sometimes you don't like what you hear or you don't like what you truly know because you're like, oh, yeah, it's radically different to what I'm doing now. Gosh, if I was to do that, people would think I'm crazy. But it becomes a voice you can't ignore. I call it the whisper that becomes a roar. I love that. The whisper that becomes a roar. You can't ignore this voice. And then start to feel into my body. How am I feeling? Tired, perimenopausal. It's the school summer holidays. Grateful that I've got this beautiful home in this beautiful part of the world with these lovely children and a uber supportive husband who made me tea last night and I wasn't sleeping great, so he changed my bed sheets and all of this stuff, right? I'm so blessed. Gratitude is a massive muscle because it's so easy to sort of focus on the stuff that isn't going right. And this is not to bypass, and this is where it gets so messy with manifesting because I'm spiritually bypassing. I'm gaslighting myself, right? And these are questions I ask myself. Am I gaslighting myself? It's one of my favorite things to say is like, despite present reality, it's all working out for me. Like, am I gaslighting myself there? Actually, no, this isn't a great situation. Acknowledge. Am I able to have a response that helps me navigate around it? And sometimes, it's a terrible, heartbreaking situation. And the answer is just acceptance, which is not easy and very painful. And as human beings, we actively look to avoid pain, grief, sorrow, discomfort, except in order for us to be our true, brilliant, loving, energetic beings, then those are the things we also have to accept that we're going to experience as a human being. And manifesting, I think, in terms of the energy and the feeling side of things, is accepting all aspects of your humanness. And this brings us into the mindset work because, okay, we want to do X. You have this brilliant idea. Okay, whatever it is. And maybe you've tried it and it's not worked out as you thought. Maybe you've started it and it's flopped, or maybe it's just been this idea that's been burning in your soul for a while now. The whisper that's become a roar, the nudge you cannot ignore. Like, I know when I say that, the whisper that becomes a roar, the nudge you cannot ignore, you go, yeah, you will have experienced that. You would definitely have experienced it. And if not, you will. And if you've already experienced it and been through it and out the other side, that's definitely me right now here doing this podcast for the new business. But I'm probably going to experience it again. I'm human, right? I'm curious. I like to explore. I like to do new things sometimes. Like, I like to question. Like, it's one of my favorite things. Here's a good thing in terms of our beliefs. Question everything you're told, particularly what you tell yourself. Not from the point of view that I'm like some crazy hardcore conspiracist, but I tell myself so much stuff that isn't true. Tell myself so many lies that stop me from taking the action, the aligned action that the universe is just literally waiting for me to do. And that's the other part of manifesting. We talk about like the universe has your back, the universe wants you to succeed, and you're like, well, come on then. She has a wicked sense of humor. She'll put massive roadblocks in your path to what it is you're meant to do as a test, right? And often, yes, when things look like they're like, oh my God, this is not going according to plan, often that is a sign you're on the right track, or often that is part of the roadblock. So, like, go back to the telegram and the freebie, the grow nurture sell. I could have given up, right? The universe, like, I was expecting this to like go off. Like, I was like, this is such an amazing free offer. Everyone's going to say yes to it, and everyone's going to go wild to the content in grow nurture sell because it is so good. And I was like, oh, it's a bit of a flat line here. Like, you can imagine the universe just sitting there chuckling. Yeah, but this is just the beginning. If you want this, prove it. So self-limiting beliefs, like what, I struggle saying self-limiting beliefs this day, because what I focus on expand. And if I'm like, oh, I've got all these self-limiting beliefs, again, this is like, am I gaslighting myself now? Please hear in this discussion that I'm having myself that I don't have all the answers. But yes, imposter syndrome, someone's going to come along and find out that I don't know what I'm doing. Do you want to know how I navigate imposter syndrome? I accept that she's going to be that. I accept actually that she's trying to keep me safe, and I acknowledge her for that and thank her for that. And I'm like, you know what? If someone thinks I'm an imposter, and they don't like me, then I probably my age, I no longer care. They're not my person. But imposter syndrome absolutely holds many people back. I will wait. I need to do more training, more experience. I'm not as good as that person. Compare and despair. Like, why are you comparing yourself to that person? You are on completely different trajectories. Be happy. Be happy for every single person you follow on social media that you look at and go, oh, I wish I was doing what they were doing. Oh, it's all right for them. Oh, look at her. Like, I want you to be happy for all those people. Thank you for leading the way. Thank you for going out there and smashing it. Thank you for being over loud. I mean, this is the thing that women get accused of, over loud, overconfident. Oh my God, please shove it in everyone's faces how brilliant you are, right? And if you don't feel ready to do that, or if that's not your way, but there are people doing it that way and they're annoying you, well, you kind of got two choices: unfollow them or celebrate them, because a world where we have kind-hearted humans rising up is a world that we all want. Okay, we don't live in a world, the truth is not that if they rise up and are successful, it means that you're not. That is a lie. They are leading the way for you. So compare and despair out the window, imposter syndrome out the window, procrastination. I'll wait until I'm ready. I'm really busy at the moment. And look, some of this stuff might be true. And sometimes it is a good idea to wait for stuff, right? To be in the right place so you can dedicate your energy to it. But just question, like, how long are you going to hang out in that weight room? What are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? And if it's a permission slip from someone else, well, the only person that's going to give you that permission slip is you, right? Okay. Perfectionism. It needs to look perfect. I think I shared this when I talked about my website. I sold my Your Purpose Mastermind twice so far. I've opened the doors twice. The first time to a crappy PDF and a really crap one-page landing page. The second time to the all singing, all dancing new sales page that Louise from Hello Design created. It is outstanding. Guess what? 5 people joined both times. It makes no difference. Actually, it's the energy behind this is going to be amazing. This is what I want to do. What have I got capacity to hold in terms of the people into this offer? So what have we done? We've done imposter syndrome, compare and despair, procrastination, perfectionism, self-doubt, self-sabotage. You know what? And it's interesting. This is where I would pay attention. Like Bernie Clark, one of my all-time favorite yin teachers, yin trainers. Can I just say, I love Bernie Clark. And he talked all the time about pay attention. Yin yoga gives us the opportunity to slow down and pay attention. Pay attention to the memories, the core memories that pop up, when you're like, oh, and you think about, why am I feeling like this? Why am I not good enough? Why am I not deserving of this? Really fascinating, these memories that come up, and allow yourself to re-experience those memories, question what the truth of that was, question the feelings around that, and see what you can discharge and let go of and move on from. Because it is so, I don't, this is one of the questions I have. Is this one of these, like, I want to say miscalculations of the human being, the human form? Like, we are so impacted sometimes by tiny events, sometimes really impacted by a major traumatic event, totally understandably, but we can have like really small things that happened to us many years ago still linger around. You're like, why? Why? What is that about? But this is manifesting. I want you to do it from a human perspective, because at the end of the day, my darling, you can only be your brilliant human self. It is a practice. So this is all about energetic practice and compassionate navigation of the mind. How can I fine tune my energy? Not from having to do, there's some great reels going around, right? Ice bath, infrared, mushroom lattes, matchas. I love it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do all of that, supplements. So how can I regulate my energy as best I can, and what regulates my energy as best I can, given the external pressures that I may have as well? And I want to acknowledge, like, full-time working people running businesses alongside that, people with children or adults with additional caring needs. Like, amazing some of the things that women do alongside running their business. Can we just acknowledge how fucking amazing you are, right? This is the energy. So I'm getting the energy of supporting yourself. You are the golden goose in your business, right? You're not being selfish, looking after yourself and finding those pockets, those windows of self-care. How can I energetically regulate myself? How can I give myself regular meetings with my higher self, with source? And that might look like going for a walk, guys, or noticing when you step into the shower is when those ideas come through. How can I meet the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, the discomfort in my mind and in my body? How can I meet that with love? How can I respond to myself? God, here it is, guys. How can I respond to myself from a place of love, rather than from this continual quest of self-improvement, continual place of not being ever quite good enough? Like, where you are right now is perfect. How can I continue to regulate my energy and be as vibrationally clean as possible, for want of a better word, or vibrationally optimal as possible? How can I meet the thoughts and feelings in my mind and my body with love? Not like, oh, why is my shoulder hurting again? What's wrong with me? Well, it's all right for everyone else that doesn't get shoulder pain, right? None of that. And those thoughts are going to come up because I'm human. How can I meet all of that with love? And then say, okay, I hear all of this. Maybe I need to rest more. Maybe I need to adjust the timeline. Maybe I need to let that go. But my desires are divine. What is in my soul that is calling to be coming out is not going to go away. Now I've paid attention and heard it. I can't unhear it. So how can I be on my path, be on my own lane? Know that sometimes I go backwards and sideways, and that's part of manifesting. Sometimes manifesting looks like resting. Sometimes manifesting looks like going to a yoga class. And the biggest thing, guys, right, is I think people with manifesting imagine there's going to be one big thing that is going to make it all happen. What you have to understand is all these collective little steps, persistent, consistent action in the direction of my dreams, these little steps that all add up to the bigger picture. And before you know it, you'll end up where you wanted to be. And the thing then, which is hard to wrap your head around, is you might arrive there and be like, actually, this wasn't quite what I wanted. Okay, let's readjust. Or you realize that it's just the beginning, not the end. And that's 100% where I am right now. Just to conclude, You may have seen, and I spoke about in the podcast the other week, about the fact I'm at 6 figures in terms of turnover. I feel like my mentoring business is 12 months old effectively, although I definitely faffed around for the first 6 months. It's a year old now. I imagine this to be like the I've made it point. And I'm like, this is just the beginning. Oh my days. Ideas to action. It starts on the 28th, not the 28th of September. It's 28 days long. It starts on the 5th of September. September's a real magical month for me. It's my birthday month. I love September. Astrologically speaking, September's a really good month for me. And apparently it's even better this year because Jupiter's in my what's-its. I don't know. So look, September's a great place to be in my energy. The links in the show notes. Come on in, and you get to come on into the Telegram channel, early access into that. Plus, along with the 4 modules into ideas to action, there's a bonus module on money mindset. So like £97, guys, £97. Okay. You would be really missing out if you don't come in on this. All right, my darlings, I'll see you all next week.